It's that time of the month again where we get to dive deep into the back end of my Faceless channel and check out the analytics. We'll go ahead and get to each one individually, but first, let's check out this spreadsheet I made. So taking a look at over here, I posted 23 videos and 21 shorts. And the shorts did contribute to more of the views, which makes sense, which is natural, but not as much as I'd like to. They didn't go ahead and take up as much as I wanted to, but that can be due to the fact since I just hired somebody to go ahead and actually start working mainly on shorts, and we're still implementing changes, but I'll get into that a little bit later. As far as subs goes, my videos have generated 170 subscribers for the long form content, and my shorts generated 82. Now that's not impressive, that's not a lot, but it is what it is. And as far as my average view count goes, each video roughly gets 1100 views a video, and for shorts 1300 views. So yes, I know what you're thinking, these views are probably very low, but again, it's improved from last month, so that's what I'm happy to see, which is progress. Now over here goes, just to break down the shorts a little bit more, I technically started shorts back in September, but that was just me posting it, and that was basically me taking clips of interviews of a famous person and then just posting it there. Now, I didn't think that was sustainable, nor did I want to continue doing that myself, so I quickly stopped and then shifted to custom. So over here for the custom ones goes, there's 3 different iterations, let's say, that I went through. The first iteration are the clipped ones. So this is when I went ahead and had my current editors go ahead and clip my current videos up into shorts, which was basically taking the juiciest parts, the best parts of the video, putting some text over it, and there you go. Now the only problem with this was 2 things. One, the cost was a lot more than I expected, and the second thing was the actual results. They weren't a lot. Out of the 4 shorts that we ended up making, I only got basically 1200 views. On average, each video got like 300 views, which wasn't a lot. And so what I went ahead and did is I stopped it because I wanted to go ahead and do full custom instead. But before that, I wanted to do it myself. So I went ahead and clipped the shorts up, and I didn't go ahead and go into my video editor. I didn't go ahead and do any of that in Final Cut Pro. I use the actual YouTube app. So if you go ahead and head over to a video that you want and you go below the video, you're going to see like that little shorts button. And if you click on it, you can actually go ahead and clip a certain section of it and then just make it into a short. Now you can't really edit it any much. You can only clip a section of it up to 60 seconds, and then it'll give you a link to the original video. So I tested it out. I only did it 2 times, but of those 2 times, I got 1400 views total, which was kind of funny because I got more views than what my actual editor did, and it took me a lot less time. My editor did 15 custom shorts this month, and total views was 26,000 views. Now, as far as analytics for shorts goes, I mean, I went ahead and made this spreadsheet over here. I don't know what much to do with the data or how to interpret it, but the main thing I did want to focus on was the APV, the average percentage viewed. And I noticed that a lot of my videos kind of sucked. I mean, you could see the majority of them have like under 80%, under 70%. Some of them did have over 100, but even so, the ones that did have over 100, like this one over here, got 1200 views, and then this one right here got 30. And these also were different lengths, like this one was 45 seconds, this one was 14. So I think my data is still way too little to go ahead and actually interpret it even more, and changes are still being made, but it's nice to go ahead and see the whole picture of it. But this isn't the main thing I wanted to focus on. It was actually the videos. But beforehand, I do want to mention I actually did get some revenue, surprisingly, but actually from YouTube itself, from the AdSense. So right here, I got a fraction of a cent on this video that got me 216 views, and I got a fraction of a cent on this video that got me 3,700 views. That's it. Funny enough, this video got me the most views, and I think I know why. It's because it had like an inappropriate innuendo during the video. It was unintentional, but when I watched it, I laughed so hard. I don't know if that was intentional for my scriptwriter or for my editor, but it was really funny. The comments were hilarious, so I like that. So I guess that's why that one got the most views. Now the most important part, which is probably why you came here for, it's actual videos. And I think this is the most important thing, because actually breaking all these videos down and taking a look at the analytics and then interpreting them without any bias, without looking at the video, I think it's going to make a huge shift for this upcoming month. Well, for this month, for November, and how I'm going to go ahead and actually produce the videos and then choose the topics. So video 1 correlates with the first video that was posted. Video 23 correlates with the most recent video that was posted. I slowly started making changes from the beginning, just checking at views wise, just so we can look over here. You could see, you know, not a lot of views over here, but then all of a sudden I got 1900 views. So I'm like, all right, I did something right. And then the next set of videos, notice how on average they increased. Like the lowest views in this section over here was around 200, whereas in this section here it was 100. So the topics I was choosing were a lot better. Even though it didn't get a lot of views, I know I was going in the right direction. And then suddenly, boom, this video, 9,400 views. And funny enough, this video wasn't really related to the niche. It was something different. I just wanted to test it out. I thought it was interesting, and lo and behold, it got me the most views this month and the most revenue, but we'll get to that shortly. Over here, on average, the videos, I mean, the lowest was 130. That was an outlier. It is what it is, but the other ones got a lot more, and then more started popping off. So it's like every week I was getting a video at least to over 1,000, at least in the 4 digits. I still didn't get a video over 5 digits yet, but it's a matter of time, especially with this video upcoming. So just moving on over here to the last week, this is where a lot more things started being semi-consistent. Like right over here, you could see 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,000. So all these videos were actually gaining traction. So that means I did something right. And then looking more into the CTR and the AVD or APV, we're gonna go ahead and see why. And over here, these two videos, these are the most recent ones, 72 views, 200 views. One thing that I did notice is that a lot of my videos did stay at like 30, 50 views for like 1 or 2 days. And then afterwards, they went ahead and got a lot more views. I think I even had a video that was stuck at like under 100 views. And then after like 5 days, I want to say, it then started picking up. And it was one of these videos over here in the beginning. It might have been this one. It might have been this one. But I guess that means that just because it doesn't get picked up immediately doesn't mean it won't get picked up later on. And then moving on over here, I don't really think this part was important or really correlated with anything as far as comments goes, because look over here, I got 3 comments and this was the most views, and the one I got the most comments got even less views. So I don't think there's any correlation with comments. Same thing with the like to dislike ratio, but that's just so you guys can go ahead and see what's going on there. As far as subs go, of course, the video that got the most views got me the most subs, which was 89, which is that's pretty crazy. I'm pretty happy about that for this channel. Click-through rate, and right over here you can see it's been getting a lot better. I'm actually getting more videos to a higher standard. I believe last month I was saying like it ranged from like 5 to 12%, but it went ahead and dipped with like the new changes within the first week. But after that, it started being more, I'm saying but a lot, but after that, it started being a lot more consistent. So much so that you could see right over here, a lot of them are doing pretty well with only like a handful. Like that's literally the lowest one I see, 3.3. And the next lowest one, funny enough, was one of my most recent videos, which is 3.1. I don't know why. Maybe it still needs to be tested out more considering it only has 72 views, so that can increase later on. And now moving on to average percentage viewed. This was the thing that I had the most trouble with. Last time I spoke, I believe it was in like the 35%. And now I did actually start seeing some videos go above the 35, like 36, 37, 39, 40. And then over here, if I just look, I'm not even considering the video, I'm just considering the data right now. If I look at this right here, if I look, let's see, where's the, right over here. If I look at this one, 41.2%. Off the bat, I would assume, all right, it probably has a lot of views. I go all the way over here and it has a lot of views. Now, right over here, 39.9. I think it has a lot of views and it's not a lot, but it hit 4 digits. So that's kind of the trend. Same thing over here. All right, this one doesn't, but it's a recent one. And then I think I missed another one, 39. This one only has 228, but I think there's a reason for it, and I'll get to that shortly. RPMs. This is where I was kind of disappointed because I'm not getting a lot of revenue back from all these videos that I'm making. I mean, you could see the least I made was like a few cents, like 36 cents was probably the least I made in one of these videos, and the most I made was 41. So the range is super different, and this is mainly because of the RPMs. Like on average, the RPMs were, as you can see right here, $4.92, which was pretty surprising because the topics I was talking about I thought would have a lot more money for advertisers, but I think this upcoming months are going to go ahead and change that just because this is Q4, and in Q4 typically advertisers spend a lot more money. So creating this whole backlog of videos, I think it's going to highly be very effective in my pockets for this upcoming months. Not a lot of videos got above the like 2-digit mark. Like the majority of them got a couple bucks, maybe a few cents. Like this one over here, $9. This was my most one I got, $41.66. And funny enough, it was not even on the topic. It wasn't even in the related niche. And then most recently, like this past week, I got 2 more videos that hit in the 2 digits, $21 and $17. And these also, one of them wasn't in the niche and the other one was. I also made this side note because I wanted to go ahead and see what topics I'm putting in the videos, if it's in my niche or it isn't. So I noticed a lot of my videos in the beginning weren't in my niche, and because of that I saw there wasn't a lot of views. So I thought I correlated that with a lack of views because it wasn't in my niche, because the people subscribed want to see a certain thing, and if I put a video that's not typically in my niche, then they won't watch it. And it kind of made sense there. Then over here, when I mixed it up a little, so I think I only had a few videos that were kind of mix of the niche and not. When I did that, it still didn't have a lot of views over here. And then checking over here, this mix got 1100. So it's like I'm a little confused on there. Maybe it just wasn't the right topic. Maybe it needs a little bit more time. I don't know, only time will tell. But then looking at these other things, news and trendy topics, I thought those would go ahead and work. But like looking at over here, I mean, it got me 1900 views. I'm not mad about that. I'm happy about that. But I thought it would be a lot more. And then this one got me 386. And this one I thought would get me a lot of views. Just because I went ahead and rushed it. I did it as fast as I can. It was something that just came out and nothing. So I guess sometimes it's like that. But then again, my main focus isn't to go ahead and get trendy topics. Because my main focus is also to get topics that people will watch for a long time. It's a long-term strategy. And then you can kind of see that going over here with the more section. After categorizing them even further, I realized that the majority of the videos, literally 16 out of the 23 of my videos, are evergreen topics. And so because of that, I think a lot of these videos just need more time to actually go ahead and hit the algorithm, hit the right viewer so they can go ahead and watch it. And I think within the next like 2 months, I'm gonna go ahead and see this actually play. So I'm gonna go ahead and see these views increase. And even though it's been 4 months since I started, a lot of the previous topics, I think some of them were a little too trendy, like let's say tech wise, like the iPhone 14. It was too trendy. It came out, it got me initial views, but afterwards it didn't. I don't know. But only time will tell, like I said. And then over here, I went ahead and did an estimate of what I think would happen. So basically this is the ones with the most potential and the ones with the least. And the main way I categorized it wasn't by views, but it was by average percentage viewed. If one of my videos had trash APVs, hence right here 25, I gave it a 2. And then if you correlate it to the views again, you could see it doesn't have a lot. And then we can kind of see this pattern move on here. So like these three over here, 24 and 25%. 1900 views, 386 views. So I guess this doesn't always happen, but this can also be because it was in the trendy / news topic. So that's why even though it got bad APV, it still got some initial views and initial traction. My estimate moving forward is that these are probably not going to get any more views or as many views anymore, just because of the way their average percentage viewed is. And then let's see, moving on over here, I categorized this one as a 2. This one got 29.3%. And it at 639. And now moving on to the 3s. So I had a lot more 3s, and these were mainly the videos in the 30%. Yeah, so as far as views goes, we can go over here: 101, 531, 2000, 300, 200, 2600, 1100, 200. So even though they weren't in the 30%, some still did well. And the reason being, in my opinion, would be because the topic was right. I still have a lot more to learn, but this is just kind of me interpreting this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this how you interpret your data too? Do you guys do something different? And then moving on to these other ones here, 3.5. These are the ones that I thought had a little bit more potential than the other videos. Not just because of the APV, but also because of the topic itself, or evergreen. So right over here, this one had 72 views. And again, a lot of my videos are getting little views initially, but then they go ahead and get a lot more. So I personally think that this one has potential just because of the topic is evergreen and it has 36.2% APV. Not the best, but better than average. Right over here, 3.5. This one got 400 views. Right over here, this one got 239. Now moving on to the more interesting ones, and we can see right here 228, but it had 39.6% APV. And let's see, the revenue wasn't a lot, and the notes, I said it was a mix. Nah, and I didn't really categorize it as evergreen or not. I thought this topic had potential later on, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if I'm right 1 month from now, see how much views this video got right over here. And then same thing with this one. I mean, this one's kind of a no-brainer. It already has the most views, it has the most APV, but I think it has a lot more potential than that, just because of the combination of that. The topic I chose, even though it wasn't big, it wasn't really in the niche, hence why I put not niche. It was just random news. It was something else, but it was an evergreen topic. So consider it gained initial traction. It has, the APV is above 40. I think it has a lot more potential, and I'm gonna go ahead and see this definitely go into the 10,000s, maybe even 20,000s for next month. That's my guesstimate for this one. And now right over here, this one, I gave the highest one at 4.5. And let's see, this one got me decent revenue. Who am I kidding? This one got me the second most revenue. That's pretty good. And right over here, 40% APV. And this one got me 2,800 views. I think you know why I put this one at 4.5. I think it has the most potential. And then moving forward, I think this one has the potential to hit over 5 figures as far as the views go. It just needs more time too. It needs more time to go ahead and settle in, because looking at the click-through rate, it's at 10.6%. So it's like, these thumbnails are good. And this one, so I try to be as unbiased as possible, but I know which video this one is. Mainly because I know how much views it has, I knew what the click-through rate is, and I know how much it made, because this one was the most unique video out of all the videos. It wasn't in the niche, but it was an interesting title. It was a really interesting thumbnail. It was different than like what I've ever seen before, so props to my thumbnail designer. And I think this one has the most, or has one of the biggest potentials for next month, for one of my next videos. As you see over here, within this month, out of all the videos, I made $127.94. Now this is the revenue. Of course, I'm still not profitable, but going on to the analytics, you can see how much it's made month over month. Now, as far as the whole revenue goes, as you can see, I'm still making some revenue. Like right over here, October 2021, for some reason it's not letting me click, $62.60. And the reason being is because I already had videos posted since 2019, so they were gaining some traction still. And this was, I think you know what this could be. It's like Halloween stuff related, so that's why it got me the most. But since then, I average about a little over $1 a day, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But in June, when I first started, I started back in June 19th, this one got me about $28 more. It went down the next month for some reason, but it spiked up to 97. Then last month spiked up to almost 115, and this month $183.02. Just seeing this whole positive trend, this is the reason why I know I'm going in the right direction. I'm constantly making adjustments, making changes, not only to the topic itself, but also to my workers. I'm giving them some different guidelines to go ahead and follow. I'm testing different things out. And since I'm also in these different programs, these different groups, and these different meetings, I'm seeing, you know, what works, what doesn't. And people are just giving me just general tips on what to do. And one of the tips that I also got was a big change in scripts. And I don't really know how to explain the change, but that's something I'm gonna go ahead and be implementing for the month of November, as well as video length. I want to test out different video lengths because most of my videos are 8 to 10 minute longs. So I want to go ahead and switch things up, see what happens if I put a video at 4 minutes long, and also see what happens if I put a video at 15, 20, 30 minutes long. The reason I didn't do 30 minutes yet or 15 is because my current editors can't handle that workload on their current PCs. So that's why I'm also reaching out to try to find a different editor to see if they can go ahead and actually accomplish that, and see, you know, if they can do the work I'm looking for. So yeah, that's basically it for the month of October. I know November is going to be a lot better from now. I'm going to go ahead and check what my predictions are and let me know. Did you guys like this analytics style a little bit more than last month, especially with making these different spreadsheets? I know this gets a little bit more in depth with it, but I like looking at the back end. I know this is kind of boring for a lot of people, but I think this is what really is going to make the difference from just barely making it to actually going ahead and actually succeeding, is when I take a look at all these analytics in the back end. Also, before I go, I do want to mention thank you so much for actually getting me to 4,000 subscribers, 4023 at the time of this recording. That's crazy, just because little under a week ago I was at like 2,500, so it's crazy how much growth can happen. But yeah, thanks guys, and if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments below. If you want to have any more personal questions or personal things you want to say, just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll go ahead and reply as quick as I can. And until next time,